We've all heard about how many benefits there are in vitamin D, from maintaining strong bones to giving you a healthy tan. But did you know not getting enough of it can actually cause you to put on weight? Let's bring in nutritionist Sarah De Laurent. I wondered about your good tan, Sarah, and now I know it's vitamin D, isn't it?
It is, it's vitamin D.
Even in the middle of winter, that is magnificent. All right, so if we can't get out in the sun, how else can we get vitamin D?
Well, we can get vitamin D definitely through foods and through supplements as well. But it's interesting with vitamin D. So when we look at vitamin D as it helps with us with weight loss, what we actually know is a study was done recently where there was 218 women. They had the same diet and they had exactly the same exercise regime. What they did was they supplemented half of them with vitamin D and half without. At the end of the study, people with the women that had had the vitamin D supplement ended up losing 3.3 kilos more than women who didn't.
Gee, it's a big difference, isn't it?
But what we know is vitamin D does aid us with weight loss. What we do know about vitamin D is it increases serotonin. So serotonin is a neurotransmitter that works with everything from mood to sleep, but it also helps us with our appetite.
Yes.
So if we have enough of that, we're going to eat less, and that's less body weight. We also know that vitamin D increases testosterone, which men and women have too. If you have adequate testosterone, it will boost your metabolism. At the end of the day, vitamin D really does help us with weight loss. So it's a really interesting study.
Yeah.
And what it also shows is people who are over fat or obese, what we do know about them is they have incredibly low levels of vitamin D.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Yeah, so the sun is one area, as we know, but food is another one, and you've got some great foods for us to be able to get some vitamin D into our diets and into our body.
Yeah, definitely. So over here we've got some salmon. So that salmon there will give you about, will almost give you your recommended daily intake of vitamin D. The tuna there will give you about a third of what your vitamin D daily requirements are. And the sardines, that's the sardines. The sardines are...
Oops.
The sardines are going to give you about a third as well as your recommended daily intake of vitamin D.
Now, what about the oysters? So oysters and champagne, how good is this on a Saturday afternoon? This is important news at this time of the week.
Yes.
You can enjoy oysters and champagne and still potentially lose weight.
Well, a lot of my weight loss clients will say to me, Sarah, can I still have alcohol? Yes, you can, in moderation, of course, but champagne is only 80 calories a glass. The oysters, 4 oysters, are going to give you half your recommended daily intake of vitamin D, and eggs will give you about 1/6. But again, you can enjoy a little bit of champagne and your oysters as well. Interestingly about the mushrooms, though, this is the only thing on the podiums here that I've got that is a non-animal source of vitamin D.
Oh, yes, quite right.
As you can notice that. What they've discovered in mushrooms is if you actually get mushrooms that have been cut, face them up to the sun, if the gills are facing the sun, they become a vitamin D making factory, and you can get 1.5 your daily requirements of vitamin D in mushrooms that have had a couple of hours in the sun. So throughout winter, if people want to help increase their vitamin D levels, have some mushrooms.
And the eggs, what about the egg?
Egg yolk, 1/6 of your daily. It's the yolk, not the white, but the egg yolk will give you 1/6 of your daily requirements of vitamin D.
How much, what is the daily requirement? How much should we be looking to get?
Okay, so there's 2 schools of thought here. There's 2 different organisations that say 2 different things. One of them will say 600, so we measure vitamin D in international units. One of them will say 600 international units for an adult, 400 for a child. Another organisation will say between 1,000 and 5,000. There is an upper limit of 10,000, and there isn't for toxicity, which people don't ever really reach that. Personally, and in my personal opinion, I feel that it sits between 1 and 5,000, and I personally supplement throughout winter with vitamin D drops at about 4,000 IU a day. So I'm a very big believer in vitamin D deficiency, outside of, weight gain, is things like hair loss, depression and fatigue, not to mention issues with bone and muscle as well.
So it's really important. Now, you got a strong dressing down last week for not bringing me in something to eat and try, but you have responded this week, I see. I
have responded with my breakfast muffins. And you know what, Basil? These are so good, and they're something that you could even make.
No, it can't be that good.
They are.
Nothing's so that good.
Easy. It is basically salmon. So these are breakfast muffins. Each muffin is going to yield you 150 units of international units of vitamin D. So all that I've done is I've beat up some...
In I go.
Here you go. Okay. I've beat up 6 eggs. I've put some salmon. They're good, aren't they?
They are good.
It's so salmon in a muffin cup with some cheese and a little bit of spring onion. Pour the egg in, bake for 18 minutes.
Sarah, you've redeemed yourself.
Thank you.
Well done. We just saw
Thank
the
you.
recipe, also going up on sunrise.com.au. Eddie, they're delicious.
All I heard was oysters and champagne. Thanks for that, Baz.